Hi, my name is Dennis. I'm just going to talk a little bit about resolvers and how to implement it and why you want to use one. I'm currently using Angular version 9 and it works in previous versions as well. I have used it in 8 as well. But here, this demo app will be working with version 9, and this is the app the demo app. What this is doing is this is going to an external API, grabbing some information that you passed to it. I just passed in Phoenix in the country, and then it just gives me some information, the flag, degrees, and the description. So everything looks fine. Let me show you the code. I'm just calling a service. I'm subscribing to an observable that I created. So if we go look at here, again, just making an HTTP client call to this API. You do have to subscribe to it. They'll give you a key. It's in here. I don't want to show it, but what this does is just fetch you some basic data about some weather information and displays it on the screen. So populating an interface and displaying it. So here's where the problem comes in. Everything looks fine. It brought me back my data from my API, subscribed to my observable, looks fine. But if I go to my Chrome DevTools, you'll see it's throwing some errors. So basically the reasoning for that is trying to display items in the array before it even exists. There are 3 ways around that. You can initialize your array in your constructor, you can use safe navigation operator, or you can use a resolver, which is what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and show you about initializing your JSON object here. So if you go ahead and just put some blank value, just initialize your JSON. That's basically all you have to do. So now if you look here, there should be compiled, still bringing back my data from my service, no errors. That's one way of initializing your JSON object. So now we're going to take a quick look at safe navigation operators. So that's also known as an ELPIS operator. So this is just a way to protect against null and undefined values. So since your DOM is getting presented before your JSON object is ready, that's why you're getting presented with these. So all you have to do is just go to your HTML and you just put the question mark there after your DOM object, after your JSON object. So now if we go look, save all this. If we go look, no errors, compiled, no errors. Let me show you what happens if you take it out. Save it, go back. It's going to tell me my description is undefined. That's it. So last we're going to talk about a resolver. So basically just acts as a data provider or a service. It gets executed before a component is loaded. So it'll fetch your data, then it will load your component. So let's go ahead and take a look at our resolver. Just created a weather resolver, decorated with injectable. You have to implement your resolve. This is just an interface. So you have to implement this resolve interface. You can have 2 parameters in here, your activated route snapshot and your router state snapshot. At the end, I will show you this activated route snapshot. That is if you want to have pass-in parameters. For this beginning one, I'm just showing you I don't even need this in here. There's no parameters being passed in, but I will show you that on another route. Something to consider is this router .navigate. So if you do throw error, you want to take it out, get out somewhere else. You want to navigate somewhere else. Otherwise, you'll just kind of get caught in this loop. So again, from here, you're gonna also move your service out of your component into here. So again, this acts as your service. So that's why you want to make sure you inject whatever service call you want to make to retrieve your data, and you do want to use this router to navigate yourself out, or you can throw, I don't know, any kind of alert message, whatever you want to do. And make sure you implement this of, which is part of your RxJS. So you make sure you want to import your of from your RxJS. So let's go ahead and implement it. So now if we just go back into our component, we can copy out this direct comment out this. So basically this would get moved into your router, into your resolver. But something you will notice, you do not need to subscribe anymore from within your resolver, because this will automatically do it from this interface. Just a little resolve magic, I guess. So if you look now, I just say this.weather.service.getCurrent, pass in my parameters, then I pipe out my error, and I can navigate to wherever, or just log it, but make sure return, you need this return of null. So again, you see I don't need to subscribe any longer. So because this interface automatically implements that for you. That's something to take note of. So now within your component, you also want to make sure you inject activated route. This is what we'll call that. So now you just want to say this.route, which is your injectable from activated route, call it whatever you want, .data.subscribe, and then now you just need to populate your JSON object with your data. And I'll show you where this comes from. So now if you go look in your routing module, you need to add this resolve here. I'm just going to copy this and put it in here. So within your route, this is where, so you also need to provide your weather resolver within your providers. So whatever you call this, you need to put this in your component. So if I call this weather data, I need to say data weather data. So that's where that gets your data. So again, because this is all route activated, so it's going to make sure your data is populated before your component gets rendered. So get your data and then it injects it into your component. So again, quick overview. Create your resolver, right? Implement this interface, pass back anything that you want. I'm passing back this interface. You can do any. Call your service, inject the resolve, add the resolve into your route, pass back your data, make sure you add it as a provider. Go back to your component, use your activated route, get your data, subscribe to it, pass it back to your object that you want to present in your DOM. So now if we go back, everything should be fine. We should not have any errors. Everything looks fine, no errors. Still bringing back all my data from the API. So now let me just quickly discuss if you want to pass in parameters. Okay, so now if we go back to our routing module, now you look in here, your route is going to pass, go to your weather, you're going to pass in city and country. Still want, everything stays the same, still going to have resolve, pass back your data from your weather resolver. But something I do, I just need to change this. Again, here's one of the parameters from my route. So this is when you use your activated snapshot. So mind you, from my routing module, I said I'm passing in city and country. That's where I'm getting that from snapshot, right? City, country. And it's still everything saying, I'm still calling the same service. Now I'm just passing it in. So let me save all this. Let's go back. It's going to probably fail because I have. So now if I go to weather, say Phoenix, right? And then country, US, everything's fine. Just show that it is calling the service. Let's say Seattle. Okay. So that's pretty much it. So remember, you need to use your activated snapshot if you're passing in parameters. And that is pretty much it. That's just a broad overview. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Definitely have a discussion. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Take care.